Alright guys, so we've taken the Porsche to the track. We've got her to run in the 9s on that stock motor. I got to looking over it a little bit here, and to do a cam swap in this car is just going to be hectic. I think I can probably just get it if I take my radiator and everything out, but I don't have any way of taking this out of the way. I'm going to have to do some measurements and see. But one thing I can do for now is turbo upgrade. And I just want to kind of show you guys the differences here. This is a 76mm turbo. I don't know the exact nomenclature, I forget. I believe it's 76, 74. And our 76, I forget. It's been a while since I had the paperwork for that one. But this one here is the 78, 75. And while the compressor sides are virtually identical, I want to show you what's going on here on the exhaust side. So this wheel here has 11 fins. This one only has 10. This one is slightly smaller than this one, and I can give you kind of an example of that here with the micrometer. We can go straight across here, or I should say the dial caliper. On this one here we have a measurement of 67.21. Now we do the same thing here and come across, and you'll see it's 64.02. So while the compressor sides are virtually identical, the same AR housings and whatnot, the exhaust side is clearly different. So how is this going to benefit us? If the compressor side's about the same, everybody always talks about the compressor side, right? That's the part that everybody's mostly worried about. Well, that's why I do things a little differently. I use the entire turbo's specs when I plot out the proper turbo for somebody. I'm going to show you what's going on here. This one will have so much more restriction, even though they're both the same exhaust housing. These are both a .96 AR. They're identical exhaust housings. Down there's the other one. There's this one. The exhaust goes in here, and it has to go through this wheel and spin it, and then it comes out your exit here for your exit for your exhaust. As you can see, it's going to be able to get out of this one here a lot easier. It's larger, and it's got one less fin, so there's more spacing in between. This will slightly affect spool time. Now, with the 96 AR housing being small, it's going to be negligibly noticeable. However, the back pressure will be dropped. What's back pressure? That's a good question. Back pressure is the amount of resistance of the exhaust trying to get out of your system, out from your heads, right past the head valve, the exhaust valve in the head, out your manifold, and out to the atmosphere, out your exhaust pipe. And this is all before the turbo, actually. The higher the back pressure, the harder it is for exhaust to get out. Well, exhaust can't get out, then it's hard to get fresh, new compressed air in, make power. And one way to tell you have back pressure would be, and I'll give you an example why this one needed to be upgraded. I had springs in my wastegate that equaled about 11 psi of boost without any boost controller controlling them. I stuck a boost controller on it, and I turned the boost up. When I got to around 16 psi, no matter how much more I turned the boost controller up, the boost wouldn't climb. Well, what that's telling me is that the exhaust pressure was so great that it was actually able to push the valve in on the back of the wastegate. There's the valve there trying to get out, and it was actually able to push its way right past. It couldn't get out through here because it was too much back pressure. It was stacked up in the turbo's housing. So it was able to overcome the spring here and push its way out, which meant boost could no longer be regulated up any higher. I went ahead and put another spring in. I added a third spring, a smaller one, into the wastegate, and that was, that cured the issue. It was enough more spring pressure to hold that valve shut, and it let me take the boost up to 20 pounds, where I wanted to be, using a boost controller. It actually changed it to 16 without a boost controller versus 11. So I basically came out 5 more psi. But just that little bit was enough to overcome the back pressure, keep that valve closed, and let me raise the boost up. still an indication that I'm having back pressure issues. So, I'm expecting to see quite a bit of difference in horsepower just by changing to this better exhaust side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the turbo now. I'm going to put on the 78, 75 with the freer flowing exhaust side, better exhaust side, and we're going to go back to the track, and we'll adjust the tune accordingly. We'll make sure that it stays right around, with the methanol spray I like to see right around a high 10 to low 11 AFRs. So if it needs adjusted, we'll adjust it, and we'll go back to the track and see what happens when you actually free up that back pressure, and the car can actually get all the exhaust out and breathe. Don't get me wrong, this turbo was great. You guys saw I run 10 O's on this thing. I actually just went 9.9 on it actually. Great little turbo. This is one of the ones that I love to sell to people like crazy because it responds so quick. And part of the reason it responds so quick is this: for somebody who's going to street drive the car all the time, wants something that's real quick and snappy to respond, especially on the smaller cubic inch like a 4.8 liter. This turbo's the ticket, but I want to go more power. I want to go up a little higher. So it's time to do a small upgrade, and we'll do that, and then we'll go to the track. We'll see how she goes, and I'll keep that camshaft swap idea in the back of my mind. I really do want to put that in. That's going to really wake this thing up, but I'd rather do baby steps. Let's do the turbo first, see how she does, and then maybe we'll do the cam next, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, Craig here with JS Racing Products. Today is Friday again, and rain is holding off and the air feels good. So we're taking the car back to the track. This time with the 78 millimeter upgrade. You saw last time when I did the methanol injection kit, went to the track with the 76 millimeter, I ran a 9.9. So going back to the track today with the 78 millimeter, nothing else has changed, just the 78 versus the 76. Didn't adjust the tune any. The methanol kit on this thing senses the boost pressure and it ramps. It'll spray more methanol as needed, so it's kind of cool. It basically adds more methanol the more boost you get. Since this turbo is making just a little more boost, I don't have to adjust anything. It sprays more methanol, which is perfect. So back to the track today. We'll see if this high mileage 5.3 can hold together for another day or two. I'm just kidding there. I think it will. I don't know. You never know with these things, You never know. But so far this one's doing good. Been beating on it a lot lately. Also, Tuesday, dyno appointment. So we're actually going to go. It's a Mustang dyno. Oh, I know. They don't give us some good numbers, but we're taking her to the dyno Tuesday. And we'll see what numbers come out of a bone stock 5.3 with methanol and the 78 millimeter. We won't know what the 76 did because I didn't have it on the dyno for that, but we'll be able to guesstimate. We'll judge by the mile an hour, see what the mile an hour picks up today and everything. So yep, going to the track, test her out, and give you guys some real world results here, so for sure. Alright guys, so far best is 10.12 with only a 179, basically 1.860 foot. That was coming off the line at idle. I just basically sat there and idled and stabbed it. This one here, this next coming pass here, see the mile an hour's up? 138.3 mile an hour compared to like the 134, the 135 I was getting last time with the old turbo. So going to stall her up this time and get some anti-lag, get a little boost build up, and see if she comes off the line with a 1.4 1.560 foot. That'll put us way in the nines. Alright guys, really sorry about no video. I tried and tried to get people to video, and just one person that did get this pass, their phone popped up with some type of error message. For some reason I couldn't get a video of any pass, but I ran two back-to-back 9.6s. As you can see, I dialed a 960 because this was an eliminations. Red lighted, so I automatically lost. Barely a red light, but I did. 961 at 139.20, the 138 460 foot. Again, still the bone stock 5.3 on now my 78 millimeter turbo and methanol injection. Alright guys, good morning, early morning here. We are taking the 944 to the dyno this morning. It's going to be a Mustang dyno, so the numbers aren't going to be impressive, but This is something for you customers so that you know what to expect out of one of our turbo kits. Been showing you the quarter-mile times and the mile an hour with the different levels. We had the 76mm on there with straight pump gas, bone stock 5.3. Then we had the 76mm with the 5.3, but stock 5.3 and the methanol. Now we have the 78mm on there with stock 5.3 and the methanol. You see we've been getting some 9.6s out of it. So we're going to go into the dyno now and show you guys the type of torque, type of horsepower that these things make. Wish it would be a better dyno, but Mustang dyno is what we got. So after this then, next up we put one of my cams in and show you guys what kind of power gains you get from one of them. So next thing will be the dyno. Low boost pull, about 14 PSI. Because it just spins the tires on the rollers. The rollers can't hook it, but one more pull. This is the same settings that it runs 9.6s at. It makes almost 22 pounds on the track. Torque, 19 pounds of boost, bone stock, 5.3.